Let's talk about seam sealing, what it is and why you might not need it after all. All Amok tarps are made with high quality waterproof materials. The fabric we use is coated with silicone on both sides. Silicone coating improves water resistance, UV resistance and fabric strength. The alternative to silicone-coated fabrics are PU-coated fabrics, which are often used on low-cost gear, as the fabric price is a lot lower and it's easier to work with. Compared to PU coating, siliconized fabrics can't be seam taped. They must be seam sealed with some siliconized sealing to ensure 100% waterproofness of the seam. With correct sewing technique and thread, the waterproofness of the seam straight from the factory without applying silicone seam sealer manually is around 98%, which means you might see some tiny water beads in the seam under heavy rain. For most people though, seam sealing the tarp is not really needed in practical use. We have chosen to include a seam sealing kit with every tarp we sell nonetheless. You can choose to apply it at home if you want to reach 100% waterproofness, but in most cases it's not strictly necessary. Our tarps are designed to perform well right out of the box. We suggest that you try it on a few trips before you decide to seam seal the tarp. We don't pre-seal our tarps at the factory for a simple reason. Seam sealing takes time and space and has to be done carefully by hand. That would drive up the price, and for most of our customers it won't ever be necessary. We don't have the statistics, but we would guess that about 80% of our customers never seam seal their tarps, and we have few complaints about seams leaking. If you do choose to seam seal your tarp, it's pretty straightforward. Just apply the sealant that comes with the tarp along the seam of the tarp. We recommend to seal it on the inside now, mostly for visual reasons. On shoal 10, that means the seam that goes from the foot end to the head end of the tarp. On shoal 13, we have two seams that goes on both sides of the ridge line. You don't need to seal the seams on the edge of the tarp, but you can if you want to. If you want to apply the seam sealer to the stitches of the reinforcement patches in the top corners, you can, but it's not critical to do so. Stretch out the tarp and use the included applicator and work in a thin, even line. Take your time, work in short sections and smooth it out as you go. Apply the sealer sparingly, use the brush to get the seam sealer into the stitches and underneath the fabric fold. Wipe your finger along the seam with moderate pressure, pushing the seam sealer into the needle holes and making sure you only have a thin layer left. There should be a lot left in the tube. When you are done, you should let it dry for at least 24 hours. Silicone uses moisture and humidity in the air to cure. Cold, still and dry air means longer curing times, while hot and humid air will speed it up. If you are impatient, hang the tarp in a humid place and put a fan in the room to create air circulation. The seam sealer is cured when it is solid and does not transfer to your hands or fabric when it touches. But after curing, the seam will still feel tacky or sticky. That's normal. It will lessen a bit as the silicone further cures, but mainly as dust and tiny particles attach to the surface, making it less and less sticky over time. Okay, so to sum up, seam sealing is optional. A kit like this is included with every tarp we sell, but it's not necessary for everyone. But if you're heading into demanding conditions like heavy rain, it's a great way to add extra protection. Stay wild and stay dry.